Hi, my name is Trey Refutation, and I'm reviewing Taylor's claim in Pack Speech. Taylor claimed that standardized testing is an inaccurate assessment for the vast spectrum of students. She supported her claim by showing that one, teachers teach the test, standardized testing is a thing of the past, and the use of testing has failed to improve students' education and school programs. Taylor started off her speech with an Albert Einstein quote comparing a fish to climbing a tree to be basically detrimental to the fish's self-confidence. Of course, a fish who can only breathe in water cannot climb a tree, but students taking standardized testing is not absurd. Students go to school to learn, and so them taking a test shows how much they actually do learn. Her first topic is teachers teach the test. She supports this by showing that it is detrimental to students' learning. Is detrimental to students' learning potential. She points out that this testing takes a toll on the teachers. She used a survey that was conducted by the National Education Association that stated that half of the teachers that participated were considering leaving their jobs due to standardized testing. However, the survey was not cited, and there was no information if the data was conducted randomly or was all at one school. She also explained how there was a case that a New York administrator lowered standards for its students so that scores would appear higher. However, there is no evidence to show how this affects standardized testing scores. In addition, according to Adolfo Guzman Lopez, who is a reporter for the KBCC station, the test will be given on a computer, and officials can monitor when a student is logging in and out of a website to take their test. So this would basically minimize student and teacher cheating. She also supports this by, she also shows that students with artistic and creative mindsets gain nothing from these archaic methods. She inferences that standardized testing does not accurately portray critical thinking skills that are needed in the real world. However, the SAT even has a critical thinking section where students have to interpret and answer a set of questions. Her next topic is that standardized testing is a thing of the past. She says that everything needs to be fitted to the current generation. She said how the SAT is outdated since its creation in 1926, but according to the Pearson's College Prep, SAT testing has never been static. The test has evolved to meet the educational standards of the best colleges and universities and to reflect the material emphasized by the majority of American high schools. The most recent revision was in 2005. She also explains that dopamine is labeled the feel-good chemical, and that scientists have found that dopamine plays a big role in motivation. However, she fails to tie this information to how tests are outdated. She just says. Also, she says that low-income families and communities are at a disadvantage. She explained research conducted by a professor on data journalism on how communities are affected by the test because tests are based on specific knowledge, based on specific books. However, according to the Bridge for Kids, the Bridge for Kids have joined forces with Revolutional Prep, an SAT prep company to provide online prep classes to low-income students. The Bridge for Kids even provides the class free of charge to its teens, so basically anyone can get help in prep for the SAT. Her final topic was that the use of standardized testing to improve schools and students' education has failed. She supported this by comparing the United States to the educational system in Finland. She points out that Finland takes one test in the primary and secondary school, while the U.S. students take a lot more. She points out that according to the Program for International Student Assessment, Finland is ranked higher than the U.S., but however, according to William Doyle, an author for the Heck Report, Finland teachers are not straitjacketed by bureaucrats, but have freedom to innovate and experiment as teams, as professionals. So basically, Finland's educational system, their success, cannot be only determined by them taking one test. There's many other factors that make them better than the U.S. In addition, she supported this point by saying that standardized testing causes severe stress and anxiety. She explains that Parents Across America, an organization, conducted a study and found that test anxiety has gone up 10 to 15%. However, she does not explain why the anxiety has gone up, or if standardized testing also has gone up. There's no correlation between the two. Also, she points out due to the No Child Left Behind Act that has been implemented, there have been an increase in ADHD diagnosis. She doesn't identify what the No Child Left Behind Act is, or also if it has had an increase in ADHD due to increase in testing, or like between the two. So basically, in conclusion, Taylor had good valid points, but the inferences drawn upon them was failed to support that standardized testing is an inaccurate portrayal for students. Thank you.
Right, structurally everything's easy to follow. Your discussion of the Einstein quote, I don't know that that gets you anything. I think people recognize that that's just a little bit of a metaphorical hyperbole that's going on there. Teaching to the test, your argument suggests that basically there might be something wrong with the survey that's being taken. That's, a very weak press on that particular study. I think that there might be other arguments that you could make, but basically all you do is you ask a couple of questions. You don't have any information to counter that point, so that's a little bit problematic. On the issue of computer-generated tests, I thought that that's a much more useful argument to make, but you don't really cite any evidence on that. I know that that's probably the trend in the direction that they're going in. I do think there was a citation there, but I didn't think it was as clear as it needed to be. I think that's the point that I was making there. All right, on the second point, I do think that you're a little bit stronger on this point, suggesting that the notion that it's out of date ignores the fact that the test has been updated repeatedly, that we make a variety of changes. And by the way, you said 2005. I think we heard earlier tonight that there were revisions that were coming on this year, so maybe you need some updated research on that particular point. The dopamine argument, I don't know what either side gets from this particular point. I don't know how it was being used and what inference we're supposed to draw from it, so it just ends up taking time. And then I did think that you had a good argument suggesting that there are available tools for kids from low-income areas to get assistance on standardized tests that they might be taking for college admission. I thought that was fine. The idea that, your whole last point seems to be a comparison between Finland and the United States, but it's really talking about the tools that the teachers have. I'm not sure that argument doesn't fit the advocate's point, that we have a restrictive system that requires this testing instead of allowing teachers to do their job in deciding what it is to teach. That might very well be the point that the advocate was making, so I'm not sure that helps you very much. Your exit sounds like it's a critique rather than a refutation, and that's a little problematic. All right, thanks.